Hello, my name is Alexander, and I've read a lot of articles when it comes to bigger brain guppies. So guppies that have a 10% bigger brain compared to other guppies. I've also worked with these guppies in an ideal free distribution experiment, but today I wanted to share with you the pros and cons of having a bigger brain as a guppy. All of these are scientifically proven. And let's start with the pros of having a bigger brain as a guppy. You get an increased cognitive ability, so an ability to process and handle information. You also get a greater memory if you are a bigger brain guppy. You are more cognitively flexible, so you have a greater ability to adapt to different environments. You also have a better ability to associate numbers with food. Yes, guppies can associate numbers with food, and if you have a bigger brain, you're also better at it. You're also better at handling stress if you are a bigger brain guppy. You have bigger eyes, which for females means you get a better vision. As male, you do not get a better vision if you have bigger eyes and have a bigger brain, but females do. As a female, you're also better at picking out attractive partners. So partners, what's attracting guppies is, for example, a larger orange spot as a male. And if you're a bigger brain guppy, you are better at picking out them. As a male, you also get more sexually active, attractive, with more color and a larger tail, and also larger genitalia as a male guppy. There's also some things that do not change or does not mean as not pros or cons, and that is there's no difference in speed or group size or organization of the guppies in a shoal. So a shoal is a small group of guppies basically, and there's no difference in that if you have a bigger brain. You're not better at distinguishing color either, so you're not better at distinguishing, for example, yellow from red or green from yellow if you have a bigger brain. Some things that could either be good or bad is also that if you have a bigger brain, you have a harder time eating new food. In with that, you're also worse at breaking your routine, like worse at changing which path you take, for example. Um, so you have a larger genitalia as a male guppy if you have a bigger brain, but there's no difference in testis mass, so testosterone production, and the sperm number is not different either. There are also some negatives with having a larger brain, such as lower juvenile growth, so you grow slower if you are a juvenile with a bigger brain. You also have a smaller gut as a big brain guppy. You get fewer offspring, so fewer offspring. You also have a weaker innate immune system, so that means the initial response to an infection is weaker, but the prolonged response to an immune system, like the adaptive immune system, is still the same, but the innate initial response is worse. And the biggest thing I believe is that you live on average 22% shorter if you have a bigger brain. And this could be because of lower somatic maintenance, so less cell damage repairs. So basically more more prone to cancer than if you have a larger, smaller brain. All the things I mentioned, all the negatives I mentioned, is something called, it's a part of the expensive tissue hypothesis. So brain is a very expensive tissue, and with that you need to compensate for it. And all these things I mentioned are scientifically proven to be lowered when you have a smaller brain. It could also be other things, but these things like smaller gut, fewer offspring, weaker innate immunity, and living shorter, all of these are proven to happen if you have a bigger brain. So would you like to have a smaller, bigger brain? You will become smarter and more sexually attractive, but you will have less offspring and a shorter life. The gene that codes for a bigger brain is called ANG-1, and that decides the brain size in guppies. If you have a higher amount of the result of that gene, you get a bigger brain. ANG-1 also makes blood vessels, so it could be a correlation between blood vessel creation and brain size, but that is not known. But thank you for letting me share the information about guppies with bigger brain size.